Welcome to Mid-Ohio for round 6 of the Zero Racing Weekday Championship. We got an interesting field here today. Very dominant with the Mercedes is taking the top 4 spots on the grid and only one Audi in the field, which means an absence of championship contender Alessio De Bonis. Big opportunity for pole sitter and championship leader Jason Monds to squirrel away another points advantage, increases lead atop the standing. With that, we're racing at Mid-Ohio, the full layout. We've historically used the chicane layout, so the only difference here basically is that going into turn 2, the hairpin is now... pardon me. I've gone way too far ahead. The only difference actually is that it is now a straightaway into the hairpin at turn 2 as opposed to a chicane. The change was made due to safety reasons to eliminate some of the possible contact problems that we had in the past at Mid-Ohio. We'll see how it goes. Pole position, the number 2 Mercedes of Jason Monds. P2 will be the number 3 Mercedes of Martin Lauer. Then it's the number 34 Mercedes of Quentin Gillespie. The number 84 Mercedes of Rick Martel. And our first non-Mercedes top BMW in the field, Wesley Stokes, and the 31 will start in P5 with his teammate, the 13 of Mike Mark, alongside him. P7 will be the only Audi in the field, the number 99 of Michael Magasevic, the number 18 of Dule Markovic, and the number 11 of Mark Klabzul round off the field. It's a 9-card field. Let's kick it off. And they are away. It didn't look like a particularly great start there from Monds or from Martin Lauer, who gets very out of shape. Wes Stokes appears to have come through a little bit. Still, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the Mercedes. Mike Mark up into 4th place, actually, breaking up the Mercedes party. He's up from P6 on the grid. Good start from him. Dule Markovic appears to have gotten a particularly bad start in the number 18 BMW. Monds still leading from Martin Lauer, Quintus Gillespie, Mike, Mark, Rick Martel, Wesley Stokes, Mark Klapzul up from the back of the grid to P7, P8 for the Audi of Michael Magasevic, and P9 for the BMW of Dule Markovic. We head through this twisty second sector of the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Facility. It's truly a pleasure to drive this track. Very fun, very interesting. Very challenging as well, with a lot of elevation changes, tight turns, fast speed turns. It's important to find a good balance in the car. And I'll tell you who has found that balance is definitely Team Mercedes. Although Rick Martel slipping back, he's dropped to 6th place behind Wes Stokes in the BMW. Dule Markovic also clearly having some problems of his own, struggling to find the grip in the BMW. The 3 cars at the front, all Mercedes, are starting to pull away from the BMW of Mike Mark, who might get some orders from Team BMW to let Wes Stokes through. Stokes, the only BMW really to be kind of on the pace with the Mercedes. Oh, well, the Stokes makes a mistake. And actually is going to drop rather than pick up a spot. Let's see what happened there. Let's go back here a little bit. Yeah, he just gets very wide off into the grass. Sorry about the mix-up there. I gotta learn to stop clicking on the freaking timeline. So he slips back. Back to the front of the pack, Martin Lauer taking a look at Jason Monds. Looks like a good battle here, but the Mercedes may just hold formation. It does have to be mentioned, though, that Lauer, with the absence of Alessio De Bonis, is the guy going kind of for 2nd place in the championship. So you got to think that the number 3 car has some desires towards victory. Quintus Gillespie's been a little bit part-time in the Mercedes crew, and it has cost him in terms of championship standing position. Mike Mark under pressure from Rick Martel, so it is pretty clear that Mike Mark does not really have the car to take this 4th place home, but can he keep it? Can he defend it? We saw him see off an attack from Wes Stokes earlier as Stokes made a mistake. Stokes and Martel appear to have faster cars in 5th and 6th place. Mike Magasevic starting to drop off the back of Mark Klapzul. Disappointing qualifying. Mark Klapzul has failed really this season to find a really good fast lap, but the Laguna Seca winner in the weekend series is really starting to heat up in the races, starting to do his thing in that Red Bull BMW. Markovic is hauling them both in, though, by the looks of it. Quintus Gillespie's dropped off the battle for the lead. That might be just to cool off, ease up on the tires a little bit, just take it easy. Martin Lauer putting the pressure on Jason Monds. Lauer has been impressive. His speed has been undoubtable, but his ability to sometimes carve through the field has been a little bit weak, and he hasn't quite had the aim of the one-lap qualifying performance quite yet. It's been why he's kind of struggled in the championship in this regard. Martel has gotten around Mike Mark for P4, so it is a 1, 2, 3, 4 Mercedes once again. Back in qualifying order, although Mike Mark is +1 spot. He started in P6 and is currently running in P5 ahead of Wes Stokes. Mark Klapzul is your biggest climber still, coming from 9th on the grid to P7. Up at the front, still leading away, Jason Monds. He's seen off another attempt from Martin Lauer, but Lauer's definitely got the pace to trouble the championship leader. Wes Stokes taking 5th place off of Mike Mark. Mark doesn't seem to be terribly interested in letting it go, though. These two have actually really been kind of battling all season long for the top BMW in the Weekday series, so there's a lot of pride on the line here between these two, despite the fact that they are teammates. Mike Mark looking to go around the outside. I don't think that's really on in that turn. Lauer back on the attack, coming here to the end of lap 4. Heading into lap 5. Still can't find a way around Jason Monds, though. He is really trying, though. He will. I don't think that there's really a move on the outside of the hairpin, but Lauer was looking at it. Still pressuring the number 2 of Jason Monds. Can he make this pass stick? I believe this is probably the most interesting battle on the field right now. These 3 cars just honestly in a league of their own. Mercedes absolutely dominant here at Mid-Ohio so far today. And Martin Lauer's got the inside. This could be it. This could be it. He's going to be on the outside on the next corner. Jason Monds is there. Quintus Gillespie says, I will have a smell of that as well. Has not won a race this season in the number 34, but it is Martin Lauer who holds his nerve and takes the lead. Jason Monds, I mean, this is still a good day for him. His main rival is not here. Alessio De Bonis absent for this round, but he's going to slip to 3rd. Has he lost the tires? Has he lost his nerve? I don't know. We'll see if he can fight back. Let's check in on the rest of the field real quick. Rick Martel, Wes Stokes, Mike Mark, Mark Klapzul, Mike Magasevic. Julian Markovic starting to put the pressure on Magasevic in a battle for 8th place. But this battle for the lead, I don't know if it's done. We'll see if Martin Lauer can put the boots to these two. Monds still putting pressure on. He was the pole sitter. On to Quintus Gillespie. Absolutely dominant day for Mercedes. This would be, I believe, the 2nd time in Season 3 that we would have an all-one-make podium. Audi did it at Bathurst. And around the outside goes Jason Monds. Takes back 2nd place. Does Gillespie have the speed to move back into 2nd? Mike Mark somewhere along the line gotten back ahead of Wes Stokes into the top BMW spot. He does not have the pace, but he's just trudging through it and absolutely making the best of what appears to be a rather uncomfortable car. We head into lap 6, still in the lead, Martin Lauer. Looks like he probably has the pace to hold this too. Monds is not exactly eating into him. I would not describe this as over though, for sure. Quintus Gillespie getting a little bit wide there, loses some ground back in 3rd place. Wes Stokes back ahead of Mike Mark in 4th place. These two BMWs are having a very underreported battle right now. Mike Mark, though, appears to have... Something has happened to Mike Mark. Mark Clapp-Zuul has also taken him. Let's have a look. Mike Mark was in 4th place. Something must have happened to him on this lap. Oh, I think I see what has happened to him. Was it contact? Alright, so Wes Stokes going down the... Oh, he just loses the back end. Just loses the back end. Mark Clapp-Zuul will say thank you very much and move up into 6th place in the BMW. These BMWs are very competitive with one another. They're all very kind of close in the standings. There's not really a hierarchy at Team BMW the way there is at Team Mercedes and Team Audi really this season. Back at the front, Martin Lauer is still leading here on lap 7. In the number 3 Mercedes, from the number 2 Mercedes of Jason Monds, and the number 34 Mercedes of Quintus Gillespie. Further back, it's the 84 Mercedes of Rick Martel, actually having one of his better runs of the season. The former champion is... It's been a bit of a struggle for him. He doesn't seem to have quite the grasp on the DTM cars that he had during the Silhouette days, and even the GT3 days, which has caused him to struggle, but he'd be happy with a 4th place, I think, today. Not much action happening at the back of the field, pretty far apart. Monds and Gillespie have closed up on Lauer this lap, so either just taking a lap to cool his tires or brakes, or perhaps the tires are starting to go on the number 3 Mercedes. Should not be at this point. The DTMs are quite good on their tires. Mid-Ohio is a somewhat high degradation track, though. But the pressure is back on, and I can't imagine that Martin Lauer wanted the pressure back on. Jason Monds setting up for a move around the outside. Perhaps this is the move he used to take second from Quintus Gillespie. Not going to quite work, but Gillespie's going to come back at him, actually. But I think he's going to run out of real estate there without being able to complete the move here in the twisty 2nd sector. These 3 cars having a fantastic battle, although there's not a lot of positions being changed hands. There's a lot of tension between these 3. Now, if you're Jason Monds, do you just simply take the 2nd place, knowing that your main rival, Alessio De Bonis, is not here? That this is a win for Martin Lauer, who could put some pressure on De Bonis in the hunt for 2nd place, really take his mind off of a championship win. Dule Markovic having some problems again. Pressure's still on here on lap 9. It's actually about even on the Monds laps led and the Lauer laps led. Quintus Gillespie yet to lead a lap in this race. But he definitely seems to have a car that can win this race. Monds taking a very interesting line at that corner, but it's almost the same as last lap, where he actually ends up more under attack from Gillespie than he does in attacking Martin Lauer. which is a bit weird because that's the line he used to take Gillespie. Gillespie takes him on the inside, heading into sector 3. Quintus Gillespie has taken second place once again from the championship leader Jason Monds. So any notion of team orders definitely is out the door here in this Mercedes dogfight. Wes Stokes has gone off at some point. Let's have a look what happened there. It looked like a surefire 5th place for him, so this is pretty devastating. Again, we have to wonder, is it contact? He wasn't really anywhere near anyone, so I can't imagine it was contact. Looks like he just gets too much of the yellow curb there. Yeah, spins into the wall. And that'll allow, I imagine, Mark Klapzool through. There goes the BMW Red Bull car. And Mike Mark, who is hunting down Klapzool for what was P6, now it's going to be P5. Stokes slips to P7. Magasevic is going to go through as well in the Audi. This has been a tough day for Audi, having just one car on the grid and having it be Mike Magasevic, who, the veteran trooper, doing his best, but just a man who does not have the pace to really compete for wins on these circuits. Martin Lauer still leads. Jason Monds was looking for a move there on Quintus Gillespie, or possibly actually had second place by the looks of it at the end of the lap, and Gillespie takes second place back from the championship leader. A bit of a weird moment there for Rick Martel in 4th place. He needs to be careful. I mean, he's well ahead of the battle for 5th, but does not want to be throwing it away. Wes Stokes is going for it against Mike Magasevic. This could be good. Stokes definitely has the faster car of the two. Magasevic looking reasonably smooth, even if he's lacking the pace. The Audi does appear to be comfortable to drive, just not necessarily on a particularly competitive level. A couple of pretty heavy lockup marks there. Stokes, going onto the grass to try to make the pass. That's probably not the greatest idea. They head into the final corner, heading into lap 11. Magasevic is pulled away as Stokes got a little bit ratchet off on the grass there. Back at the front, it's still Lauer, Gillespie, and Monds. Gillespie holding on for dear life. This would be his best result of the season. A man who back in Season 1 was really a front and center for the title, but the switch away from the silhouette cars to GTs and now to DTMs hasn't appeared to have sat overly well with him, although he appears to have now gotten a handle on these rear-wheel drive DTM cars, doing much better the last couple of rounds. Battle for the lead continues. Now on lap 12, this is the final lap of the race. Mark Klapzool has been passed by Mike Mark in the battle for 5th. Pressure is on in this fantastic battle for 7th place between Wes Stokes and Mike Magasevic. Magasevic is doing a good job of saying, if you want it, you're going to have to go around the outside, but it turns into the inside line, but turns back into the inside line. Magasevic should hold there. Pressure is on as they head into their final lap. Now, if you're Wes Stokes, do you just absolutely go aggressive, force the issue? You know that you have the faster car. You know that 8th place is not really where you want to be. It's 4 championship points, but for a man who's trying to really become a top 5 driver in the standings, you think he definitely wants that 7th place. He wants that extra 2 points. And you feel with Dule Markovic not really even in the shot that you could probably force some things. He is getting pretty aggressive, but again, he's forced to take the outside line. I just don't think that there's really anything to play for there. Now it goes up the inside, but it becomes the outside again, but it's going to be the inside at the next corner. There's contact! A little bit of rubbing, nothing too bad. But Stokes has gotten through, and I don't think Magasevic has the pace to really come back at him. I mean, we know that Stokes probably has the 5th fastest car on in the field. You know, was running in 5th for a real long time. But he's going to take a disappointing 7th place, I think. Anyways, Martin Lauer is your winner here in race 1. He'll start P9 in race 2. Behind him, Quintus Gillespie and Jason Monds, an all-Mercedes podium for the first time this season. Rick Martel makes it a top 4 Mercedes finish with 4th. 5th for Mike Mark, 6th for Mark Labzul, 7th for Wesley Stokes after a fantastic late battle with Mike Magasevic, who will finish in 8th place. And 9th for Dule Markovic, who is just coming across the finish line now. He will have pole for race 2, and we'll see if he can do a little bit better. That BMW does look like it has been a bit of a handful. BMW in general looking like a bit of a handful so far this weekend. So that's all for race 1. Jason Monds, despite the, you could say, disappointing 3rd place from pole, definitely going to take 15 points over championship rival Alessio De Bonis. I mean, that's an advantage for him. Martin Lauer taking the victory. And Quintus Gillespie in 2nd place. So a great day for Mercedes, all on the podium. They will have to come from the back in race 2, though, if they want to repeat. Perhaps a better chance for BMW, although they seem to be struggling with car balance. A couple of mistakes for the BMWs. Mike Mark was off. Stokes was off. Dule Markovic was off a couple times. I think Mark Labzul was the only BMW to really stick to the road and take 6th place home from P9 on the grid. So pole for Dule Markovic. He'll be joined on the front row by the Audi of Mike Magasevic in race 2. We will see what happens then. Until then, stay on the track, love the racing, and find that race line.